It's Wednesday, July 9th. Hopefully the July 4th, quote unquote hangover and whatever word that might mean for you, hangover in any version you might mean, is wearing off a little bit and you're starting to get back into the groove, getting back into the normal life. Don't have a short week or anything like that. But Ralph, how you doing, sir? You have been traveling the world. I have not been on with you in a while. Have we picked up any new languages, any new hobbies, anything I need to be aware of before getting into this episode with you?
No, we picked up a love for air conditioning. Apparently, it's
Hey,
quite optional in
you
Europe.
picked up a love for air conditioning. That's what you come away with after after your journeys.
Yes, a love for air conditioning and a potentially broken pinky toe.
Okay, so I need the story. How did this occur?
There's no good story. Just walking around, kind of like rolled my foot a little bit. Nothing crazy. 2 days later, it kind of like did the same thing. Heard a crunching noise, and I haven't been able to feel it since then. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's never good. Also, not the best. Like toe injuries are for real, Ralph. We might need to go to the doctor and get this checked out. I don't know if we can just go.
It's not black and blue. It doesn't hurt. There's no I've never broken a bone before, but there's no signs that it's broken. It's still in my body. It just my right pinky toe is numb.
Okay. The one thing I'll say is just tell me that your way of going about this isn't just rocking the classic Ralph thong flip flops.
No, we had to wear closed-toed shoes,
Okay,
and
good.
we were doing lots of walking in Paris. Beautiful city, smells, but beautiful city.
Smells. Smell
No,
like.
I mean I have worn my flip-flops. I have worn my slides. I've gone through my normal footwear. Wore some Hey Dudes, a golf simulator during a tropical storm. That was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you getting ready for the next Final Four Sleepers annual golf simulator summit. We're gonna make it a yearly thing now.
I
So,
gotta prep. I can't sandbag it again. I gotta prep.
all right, hey, listen, got to make it happen. I wasn't really thrilled with my performance in that, but you know what? That's neither here nor there. Let's not. I enjoy our banter, Rob. Let's go ahead and get to the show here. I have a YouTube comment of the day. The funny thing about doing this is like we re-release videos as we're recording, so some of these YouTube comments are very new. Let's go with let's go with this one from Andy Buck, who said, and this was on our tampering Matt Painter video. My opinion is
Ooh.
that there's no difference between what you guys are calling recruiting and tampering. You recruit guys out of high school and the portal. Tampering is when you are legitimately trying to poach a player from his current team with money, which isn't illegal yet, but it should be. Should it be illegal?
That's that's what recruiting is now. If you think conversations don't happen until somebody enters the portal, you are sadly mistaken.
Very sad mistake. And this is what it is. And get used to it and play the game or don't play the game. And if you don't play the game, then I don't know. Good luck winning. I don't think you will, to be honest with you, right? Like
Yeah,
you got to play this game.
you have to. And I'm fine with Painter being a little butthurt about it. That's fine, but also understand that this is the way business is done now.
Yeah. Get with it. Get with it, or please, for the love of everything that is good, get lost. Let's make it to the Discord. Please join the Discord. Discord is a great place to be. You get your comments read every single day on the show. It's also a great way to support just Sleepers Media and everything that we do. If you ever found yourself like, I want to do something to support these guys with all the content that they put out, join the Discord is a great way to do so. And it is a great time to join the Discord. College Football 26 is out. Rauf is our resident college football 26 spokesperson. Is there a
Yes,
dynasty going on for 26? I'm assuming there is, right?
there is. Our good friends Tristan and Connor are getting that all set up and organized. There is crossplay with 26, so there will not be separate PlayStation and Xbox dynasties. There's one 32 team dynasty. There will perhaps be multiple with promotion or relegation if enough people sign up. But yeah, we got a sleepers dynasty going that you have to be in the Discord to join. So if you're a gamer and want to join a super fun dynasty and lose to me, join the Discord.
Lucy, that's crazy. Have you won the dynasty yet? I feel like
No,
you
no,
consider yourself to be
I
one of the
am
greats, but you haven't won in any of the seasons yet.
I am washed. I made two title games, lost both of them. Um, I was ahead of the curve the first like 3 months of 25,
Mm.
and it quickly passed me by.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's everyday life. You know what? Life just passes us by at this point. We're so old and washed, Ralph. It's okay though, right?
Oh my God, man. It's tough.
It's tough sledding here. But another great part of the Discord is that you get your comments read every single day. We are going to start with, let's see here. Just Snacky says, uh, as us Illini fans are hate watching Merez like no other player before this season, are there any players that you would enjoy to see not play very well this season?
Players I would enjoy not to see play well. Not really.
Yeah, I don't know if I have.
I
And
did I did take some small joy in Michi Johnson flaming out at Ohio State, but now he's ours again. So
yeah, I'd probably find a little bit of joy in a step back TKR year. I think that would but it's not gonna happen because he's too good. But
right.
if it does happen, I'll be there. War Chant says, love hearing ILLINI chants to finish a PGA event. Illini, Illinois is a golf school. Congratulations to Brian Campbell for winning his second PGA event of this year. What a story. Losing his PGA card for several years, fighting through injuries, getting his card back, and doing this is amazing. That was a really good end of the event. I didn't know Brian Campbell was a Illinois alumni, but I guess Illinois is a golf school now.
I didn't know any of this happened. So congratulations, Illinois fans.
Don't worry about that. War Chant. Not a great weekend for Kasparis Yakashonis. Great 17 minutes and 13 points from Dane Danger, though. Don't sleep. Is Carter getting a Dane Danger Heat jersey? If they do right by my guy, yeah, they should. Because I heard a lot of like, oh, Vlad Golden's going to be the best big on this team. Nah, the danger zone was in full effect in Summer League, and it will continue to be in full effect. But Ralph, to the first part of that, are you, or a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about Yakashonis' first two summer league performances?
It is summer league. They always say summer league doesn't tell you who can play, but tells you who can't. If you're going to struggle this much consistently, there's still plenty of time to turn things around. We haven't gotten to actual summer league yet. We're just seeing these little practice scrimmages that they have in Utah and the Bay. Um, but yeah, like it kind of reinforces some of the reasons why I was not super high on him in the draft. So it's somewhat validating, somewhat concerning, but red flags will start really going up if we're having the same conversation in 2 or 3 weeks once the real summer league in Vegas is wrapped up.
Yeah, and never ever forget that Kevin Knox looked really amazing in summer league. That happened.
Trey Young looked awful in summer league until like the last game, and then he's fine.
The only reason I'm laughing at that is because every time you bring that up, I think of the Michael Porter Jr. like Snapchat video, and he's got like, I wish I had a beanie down here. Oh, I got this hat. He had like a beanie like all the way down, like over to his eyebrows, and was like putting a light skinned face on. He was like, all y'all hating on my brother Trey Young. Just be there when he starts killing, because he's gonna start killing. Yeah, and it was just like a great Michael Porter Jr. Snapchat era where he proceeded to go to the rookie summit and tweet out Adam Silver's personal number and his email as well. It was a special, special run from that gentleman who his career has been something, let me tell you. NBA
We
champion.
need to have a conversation about Michael Porter Jr.
NBA champion Michael Porter Jr.
Yes, yes, NBA champion. I think he got close to a max after that too.
Yeah, don't forget about it. Don't forget about it whatsoever. Okay, Ralph, I guess there's been some conversation about Culver's. Do you have any comments on, do you even have Culver's down by you? Have you
We
had
one
Culver's?
opened about 10, 15 minutes away from us about 5 months ago. Love it.
Look, big Culver.
Kids,
What are we getting?
kids love it.
What are we getting there?
We get a for me, I typically will get a double butter burger
Mm,
with the cheese curds naturally.
of course.
And you're not going to go to Culver's and not get some form of ice cream.
The ice cream slaps, man. Do they call them like concrete mixers? Is that what they're called?
That is one of them, I believe. I have not been enough to have the menu memorized, unfortunately. But that's what we get. The kids, that's like one of the few burgers the kids will eat.
Kids,
Where
kids,
they opt for chicken nuggets everywhere else, but at Culver's they're like, yeah, I want a burger.
kids picky eaters.
Yes.
Oh, so how do I get around that, Ralph? I feel like I'm not in that stage yet, but like I don't know if I could deal with picky eaters. Can I hit them with the Daddy's been working his ass off to give you food. There's kids out there that don't eat. Eat this.
If they don't eat, they go sleep.
Is that the key?
That's the key. That's the house rule. You eat, we're having for dinner. We have, there may be some times where it's like, all right, I'll make you some mac and cheese
Hmm.
if you want that. If you don't eat what we're having, you're going to bed.
Go to in bed, and that's inside the house, right? It's not like a punishment thing, like go sleep outside.
No, it's just like, all right, if you're not going to eat, I think that means that you're tired. And so you should probably go to sleep.
All right, I'm putting that in the little fatherhood, little Rolodex back in the back there. Neil B and N. How much Jordan Smith stock are you all buying after FIBA? Uh, I couldn't buy anymore because I love Jordan Smith. So yeah, there was no more for me to buy. Were you able to watch him during the FIBA games at all, Ralph?
We're continuing to buy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kid's so good. And it's interesting though, because I feel like it might be a Kentucky versus Arkansas battle for him. Like that's what it's looking like.
I'll trust the Pope.
Oh, I hope you don't feel good about dropping that just then. All hail the Pope. If Kentucky can't get Crow Jr., then what's the purpose of having Jason Hart? That was supposed to be a lock to get him because of Hart. Look, I think Jason Hart's a good recruiter outside of it. Obviously, he had the Crow Jr. Ties, and that's not a done recruitment by any means, I don't think. But I mean, Jason Crow's talking to other recruits. I think. I mean, I don't know if it's like a what did we bring him here for scenario. Also, it's Jason Crow Jr. Let's all bring it back in a little bit here.
I think we're okay. I think
Yeah.
Kentucky staff is fine.
All hail the Pope. Do you think the whole team philosophy Pope has makes it harder for him to get five-star kids who want to be highlighted?
Maybe the top end, but if you're good enough, Pope's gonna play you enough, right? So like he just he just landed three top 35 kids. I think it's okay.
Yeah. Also, like I feel like when he gets like that top upper echelon of upper echelon kids, then you'll actually finally know what kind of that looks like, right? Like he's in for so
Yeah.
many of these guys in 2026, and if you see what those guys look like and kind of what their role looks like, I think you'll have a better idea. Also, I'm kind of just a believer that Pope will just make it work. I feel like he's a guy who has that in his bag to make it work and adjust. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of works out. Um, all hail the Pope. Hope y'all had a great 4th of July weekend. G, how did the hot dog eating contest go? And what are your takes on fireworks? So G's not here. So Ralph, I need your thoughts on a hot dog eating contest. And also, what are your takes on fireworks?
Was G partaking in a hot dog eating contest, or is this the Nathan's Joey Chestnut hot dog eating contest?
I'm scared. I don't know if I even want to know, to be honest with you. I really,
Well, I have never once watched a hot dog eating contest. I don't need to watch people eat food. Um, fireworks are fireworks are fine. If they're like around, that's great. And obviously now with kids, we like went out and saw fireworks. But like waiting around to watch some things make loud noises in the sky, it's not super cool.
yeah, fireworks are okay. Yeah, they are what they are. I'm not like
Yeah.
seeking out fireworks. I will say this, sparklers are underrated. I want that on record. Sparklers are underrated because they're cool and they smell good.
Sparklers are ahead of fireworks. Sparklers are definitely better. And anybody who's crying right now about how cool fireworks are and all that, it's the same thing we talk about with Thanksgiving food. If fireworks are so great, we would do them wider than just 4th of July.
Honestly, that's a great take. Honestly, there's something to be said about things that are just so great that you only do one time a year. If they're that great, just do them all the time.
Right.
Easy. Let's see. Moving down here, we have Just Snacky who says, what would you grade Petro Boomin and David Mirkovic as transfers? Here's a couple examples to give you some help. Andrei Stojakovic is a 96, Big Z 95, Brendan Housen 93, Dylan Mitchell 95, Bryce Hopkins 97, Elliot Cadeau 94. So where would you
Sounds
put?
like mid 90s.
I think mid 90s is fair. I probably have Petro maybe a little bit below Cadeau, and then Mirkovic probably like 89, maybe. I don't know. That's tough to see. Also, where'd you get those rankings? I'd be interested to know, like, why, how's
That
Big
sounds
Z?
like a ESPN or 247 like ranking system.
Oh, all right. I need to lock that in. Justin Aki, in your opinion, what are the top three preseason Big Ten offenses, and where do you think each will finish in terms of KenPom efficiency league wide?
Purdue.
Purdue's one.
I think from an efficiency standpoint, it would not surprise me if Indiana was up there just because they're going to shoot a ton of threes.
Yeah, I think the top three. I think Purdue will be one. Honestly, I think UCLA might. Honestly, I think I'd go Indiana. Not Indiana. I'm sorry. I go Purdue, UCLA, and then Michigan as far as efficient offenses.
I'm going to go Purdue, Iowa, and Indiana.
Iowa's a good choice as well. Any belief in UCLA being a good offense? Would that?
Yeah, I think that'll be a good offense, but I don't know if they're going to be like super great efficiency numbers. I think there's going to be um, some Donovan Denton. They don't shoot a ton of threes. Like it'll be a good offense, but not one that like Ken Pom loves. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think so. Let's see. Pat Signal, Carts team. What are some of your favorite college basketball arenas that you've been to?
Mackey was awesome.
Mackey was awesome. Mackey's up there for me too.
Mackey's up there. Um, Maryland's arena. I think it's the Xfinity Center now.
Hmm
Maryland's arena is sick.
I,
That's when they are good. That place is phenomenal.
last year that place was rocking for that Michigan State game, and I wish I
Yeah,
was there for it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dean Dome is solid. The Dean Dome is solid. Like for a place that's that big, it's like you can tell it's made for basketball, which helps. But it's just also just a big pile of concrete. There's no like frills to it.
you got any bucket list stadiums?
I want to go. I have not been to the Fog yet.
I feel
I
like
have
that's
not been to
everybody,
Kansas.
and that's for me too. Like I gotta go to one game at Fog.
Yeah, I've started compiling. Like I gotta go to the Fog. I have not been to Rupp or the Yum. I'd love to make a like a Kentucky trip and knock those out. I also think going to Provo
Yeah.
and see like with where BYU is now,
Mm.
going to Provo, seeing a game at the Marriott Center would be cool.
We'll make a sleepers bucket list and we will get there. Damn it, I promise you. What is the percent chance that you will all be at Louisville versus Kentucky this season? Do we need to make the trip, Ralph?
It's not zero. I'll tell you
It
that
ain't.
much.
It ain't.
It's
It ain't.
not zero.
It ain't zero, and it not being zero means something for Sleepers Media. Just Snacky, if you were a player such as Cam Heidi, would you give up a very good shot at winning the national championship and being a bench contributor for 100K pay raise, starter level minutes?
No,
I
I would
would.
not.
I would because money's everything.
I
I
would. I would if it was more than 100K.
it probably
If
is.
we're getting to like
Oh,
two fifty,
it's
three
more
hundred,
than
then yeah.
it's more than 100K. I feel like too. He definitely got more of a pay bump than that, didn't he? Going from Purdue to Texas,
I don't know.
I'd do it for 100K and starter level minutes. Because I would have some realization too that I'm Cam Heidi, and this is the most money I'm gonna make as a basketball player in my life. So might as well get to it.
Yeah, but what,
Um,
what price can you put on experiences, Cart?
100K. It's definitely a price I put on it for sure. All hail the Pope. I understand if you all don't want to go to a place called the Yum Center, but next year go to Kentucky versus Louisville at Rupp. Remember, it is our state, as Dion says. Ralph, you got to choose sides, I guess. Are you a Louisville guy? You know, you're a Kentucky guy. You're a Pope guy.
I like both. I'm a Kelsey guy too.
Nope,
I've had to
nope,
defend Pope on this
not
channel from
allowed, Ralph.
slander
Not
for the
allowed.
last year and a half. What I think we need to do is expense trips both years. Go to the game at Louisville this year, go to the game at Kentucky next year, and then fully assess where we stand.
Well, it'll be our official visits,
Yes.
and then we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Sounds great. Steve Nash, who would you rather have long term, Amen Thompson or Stephon Castle?
It's a fun castle.
Amen Thompson,
It's a
easily.
fun castle. It's a fun castle can shoot
Kenny?
better than Amen can.
I think Amen's a better defender than Stephon Castle and a better athlete
Not a better
and a
passer.
better passer and a better basketball. I think there's a real
Which
freak
one won Rookie of the Year?
there's a freakish outcome where Amen Thompson ends up being like the face of the NBA if he puts it
I don't
together.
know that high, but like I see him. He could be an All NBA guy for sure.
Yeah, give
I'll
me.
just ask who won Rookie of the Year.
If Amen Thompson was a rookie this year, he wins it over Stephon Castle. Was Amen Thompson supposed to win it over Wemby?
That's fair.
Come on, man, give my guy a break. Give me Amen Thompson,
Wemby Stephon Castle can be fun
the better
with Dylan Harper.
Thompson brother. Once
Yeah.
again,
Anyways, go Spurs.
God damn it, we shouldn't just get okay. Pat Signal, Carton Dion, don't go to Rupp if you want to make it home. Gee, you good though. All hail. Have you ever been to Rupp? Don't you live in Tennessee? Wow, a lot of nonsense going on in here. Let's
I
say
didn't realize there was such a Louisville, Kentucky back and forth here.
that I didn't realize that either, but it's going on. Just so you know, a lot of people are saying Amen Thompson, just for what it's worth. Clear-headed Illini fan, Patrick Williams for Caitlin Clark trades straight up. Which team hangs up first?
The Bulls.
Yeah, the Bulls hang up very
Yeah.
fastly. That does it for the Discord comments today. Shout out everybody in the Discord for your comments. Without further ado, let's get to the show. Topic number one today, we are talking five teams that won the transfer portal, according to our guy, Dickie V, Dick Vitale, which, by the way, shout out to Dickie V, doing a lot better, still pushing on, a staple in the college basketball community. He ain't never going anywhere. Shout out to my guy, Dickie V. But he came out with an ESPN piece on five teams that won the transfer portal that I want to get your thoughts on, Ralph. Now, he labeled it as five teams that own the transfer portal, which I must say, love the verbiage there. It's not about winning. Did you own it? Did you dominate it? These are the five teams, according to him, that own the transfer portal, listed from one to five. First, you have St. John's Red Storm. Rick Pitino brings in Bryce Hopkins, Ian Jackson, amongst some other players. Kentucky Wildcats at number two. Shout out to Mark Pope, who reeled in five top 100 transfers, headlined by Jaden Quaitnance. Michigan, the Wolverines at number three. Four top 50 gets for Coach May, including Lendenborg and Elliot Cadeau, to name a few. Four, the Florida Gators, reigning champs, Boogie Flan, Xavier Lee, pretty good thing for them. And then five, the Washington Huskies, Sprinkles boys, owned the portal. Wesley Yates, Desmond Claus, SoCon Player of the Year, Kamari Peterson. Roster got a lot better over the summer. Ralph, I'll throw it to you. First off, did he get the five teams that deserve to be in here? How do you
No.
feel about the order? Talk to me a little bit on this one. There's no need for the deep sigh. Come on now. Show some
Yes, there is
respect. Show some
because
respect.
I love Dick Vitale. Obviously, much happier that he's doing better. Um, what are we doing, man?
That transfer to that. What are we doing?
What are we doing, man? St. John's is number one because of his relationship with Rick Pitino. I'm glad St. John's is getting some love. But number one is a stretch. The inclusion of Washington. Anytime you can get two mid-tier guys from a team that finished below 500 in the Big Ten, you're a winner. Got to do it.
Yeah, it's the thing for me too is like if Washington makes it in there, why are we talking about the school that like upgraded at that spot, kind of? Like USC got Rodney
Right?
Rice and Chad Baker Mazar, who I think are better than the two guys. I don't know. What's the Yates is a good player, but like I don't know. It's just the Des Claude experience is just so worn out to me. But okay, if Saint let's start at the top here though. If St. John's is
Yep.
number one, who should be number one? This is just Portal. I know it just is only Portal. What you did in the Portal,
I think Kentucky should be number one.
just because given the amount of transfers.
Given the amount and the impact, yeah, I would have them one. I think I'd have Michigan too. So like I'm happy with his two and his three. I'm happy that Florida and St. John's got shouts because
Mhm.
I think they're worthy of that. Um, but the Washington deal is tough.
The Washington one's the one that stuck out for me. Like I get it. Like they did get some pieces in there, but they took a backcourt from a Big Ten team that was just slightly better than them and are trying to run it back. And luckily
Right.
for Washington, they got some other pieces that are coming in, like just freshmen and other pieces outside of that backcourt that I think are going to make that team good. But yeah, the whole like own they didn't own any transfer portal. I don't think no
Would
one.
Washington rank
How
fifth
do
in
you
the
own a
Big
transfer
Ten?
portal when no one wanted Des Claw?
Right. Would Washington rank fifth in the Big Ten? I don't think they would.
No, no.
I would put UCLA over them with
Just for
Donovan Dent.
Donovan, just for Donovan
With
Dent
Donovan
alone.
Dent. I would put USC over them. I would put Iowa over them. And who else am I putting over them?
Ooh, I mean, those are probably the only. I mean,
I'd put Illinois over
I don't
them.
know how you feel about Ohio State's ads.
Not great. I'd put Illinois over them. Getting Stojakovic and Big Z.
Big Z's. But Stojakovic is a fair one to
Yeah.
add. Okay,
And I'd put Indiana's over them.
so I think I agree with you that Kentucky should be number one, given the sheer amount of transfers and the talented transfers they brought in here. Who are we kicking Washington out for, though? I guess is my next question.
Well, any of those six Big Ten teams I just said. Would you put UNC in there? Would you put NC State in there?
Could put you in. So NC State, would that a lot of that just be kind of hinged on that you get? Would that just be wait? So why would they be in there though?
Darion Williams.
Wait, hold on a minute. Stop the phone. Where are my cards? We got. Oh my! I am so sorry. What is wrong with me? That is unacceptable. Let me throw my L's up. Isaac McNeely, Ryan Conwell, Adrian Woolley. Like that's not good enough to be better than Washington.
I'm taking NC State's over Louisville's. And I love Louisville's transfer class.
You gotta
Taking
fight
it.
me. You gotta fight me because of
I
Derek.
would I would not take it without Darion Williams. Darion Williams is by far the best player any of the two schools got.
Whoa!
Yes. Oh yeah.
He ain't better than Ryan Conwell.
Yes, he is.
Okay, you know what? We're taking this to the chat, by the way. He is not better than Ryan Conwell.
Louisville fans are going to think that I'm full on Kentucky, and I might as well just wear that.
I think you
I'll
need
I'll, I'll
to
be
because
full on
you
Kentucky.
playing
That's
both
fine.
sides is nasty. It's not good enough.
I I'm not a Kentucky native. I have no dog in the fight.
You should have some dog in the fight.
I like both. They're both awesome. They're both fun. I'm rooting for both to make it to the Final Four, and then we can fight about it there.
Okay. And some other schools that I thought maybe should be able to get a shout here too. I think Auburn's transfer portal class is really good as far as this year. But like, I like Keyshawn Hall, I like Keyshawn Murphy. I'm a
Mhm.
Kevin Overton guy, Elijah Freeman. Like, those are some really good transfers as well. You mentioned Illinois; they probably deserve somewhat of a shout somewhere in here as well. But yeah, Washington being fifth with some of the schools that are available or some of the transfer port. Wait, hold on a damn second. I need to DM Dick Vitale. I do. Where's Creighton?
I'm okay leaving Creighton out.
Oh, here you know what, Rob? We're gonna have a really contentious season. It's not like you're telling me
Creighton can be top five. Creighton can be or top 10, top 15. They don't have to be top five.
Blake Harper, Josh Dix, Owen Freeman, Graves.
Yes, because that Iowa team was so great last year.
Oh, brother. McCaffrey was checked out. Please. Okay. Look, Dick Vitale did a solid job. We would make some changes. Honestly, Ralph and I might have to come up with our own five and have someone make a graphic of it because you're out of control with the schools that you're leaving out. You Kentucky, Big Blue Nation, MFer. I'm not going to cuss here on the podcast, but just know that my cards are coming for you, Ralph. But I'm also a Kentucky guy, so my Wildcats are also with you. I really got to figure some things out. You muted your mic, Ralph, because you made a scene.
Damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't
This
do
point
that.
doesn't count
You
now.
can't do that when I you can't tell me not to do that and you do the same thing. Okay? I am all aboard the Michael Brown train. I am in.
Listen, August 1st, I'm going to have to ask everyone on Sleepers Media team to make a decision. You can
Why
respect the
August
other
1st?
university, but you need to take a stand on which side you are on. It's Louisville or Kentucky. You don't have to answer now. You can take your time. But August 1st, I'm gonna need a decision.
No
Top
time
two.
needed. If I have to pick one, I'm picking Kentucky. I'm picking Pope.
All right, live with that. I'm rocking with my little dog, my little homie, literally and figuratively, Pat Kelsey. Let's get to topic number two. Topic number two. Would Team USA's under 19 World Cup gold medalist team win the national championship? I feel bad about this because this seems to be like one of the fun off-season topics. Like we spent last year being like, so what would that Mount Bird team with Cooper Flag and Derek Queen and them win a national title? I think they could have. But like what would it look like if Team USA's under 19 World Cup roster, the gold medalists, could they win a national championship, Ralph? This is a team with AJ DeBanza, Koa Pete, Michael Brown, Jasper Johnson, Merez, Daniel Jacobson, some other elite high school talent, Tyron Stokes, Caleb Holt, Brandon McCoy, to name a few on there, Jordan Smith as well, JJ Mandequit. I think that's everybody on the team. Sorry if I missed. Oh, Nick Kamanea as well. Sorry if I missed you, but I think I got everyone who's on this team. Jasper Johnson. Ralph, could that team win a national championship?
No,
Is it because Tommy Lloyd's the head coach?
perhaps.
They got a
I don't
good.
want to see Prince. They don't want to see Prince in the first round.
Relax, my Wildcats will break
No.
through soon.
How many? This gets plated in the ground so much. But how many think pieces come out every March and every April that are like, can't win with freshmen. You need some upperclassmen. And there is some truth to that. But the offseason we start running it backwards. Like, can this group of freshmen do it? And I no.
There's some sophomores on the team.
They're underclassmen. I'll say underclassmen. I no. I'm not counting on Morez Johnson to carry my experience.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run this into the ground. I do think this team could win a national championship.
Okay, let's
Now, would they? Probably not because of the reasons you laid out. But if we're naming teams that are talented enough and have enough to win a national championship, like they throw them in March, they could win a national championship.
I think the better question would be where would they rank in the top 25?
Are the players on U19 being torn away from their actual teams? Like, 'cause
No, they're
I was
being
on
duplicated.
BYU.
They're being duplicated.
They're being duplicated.
They're
Ooh,
being duplicated. So like would you pick the U19 team or Purdue?
I'm such an idiot. I would pick the U19 team as the number one. God, they're nasty. They're nasty, man. They got all this talent. It's so much talent.
you don't, you don't think Braden Smith's nasty? You don't think TKR is nasty?
That's it. The whole team on USA is nasty. I think I'm taking. Where would you rank them?
I would probably have them like top 20, maybe top 15.
Oh, come on. I know I'm being a little bit outwardly, but maybe top 20? This team ain't better than Kansas?
Not coached by Bill Self.
Let me let me just for S's and G's here.
Let's pull up some rankings here.
I got some rankings right here.
All right.
You. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the top 10 because obviously you think the top 10
Yeah,
team.
they're not beating Purdue. They're not beating Houston. I don't think they're beating Duke. They're not beating Florida. They're not beating Kentucky. They're not beating Auburn. They're not beating St. John's. I would have them over Iowa State.
Could they beat UCLA?
Could, yes.
Are they?
I don't, but I don't think
Would you
they'd
have
beat
them ranked
Michigan.
ahead of
I
UCLA?
don't think they'd beat Alabama.
Are you sure?
I think they could beat Arkansas. They would just have to play a zone.
So they'd be a top 20 team.
Yeah.
They ain't playing zone. We're pressing all game.
Well, you just have to play zone against Sean Calipari, and he doesn't know what to do.
Oh, see, look at you. You're such it never truly ends. So, Ralph, you would have them as a fringe top 25 team?
I would have them as a top 20 team.
Top 20 team. Okay. They'd be my preseason number one, and I think they would have a chance to win the national championship. Ralph thinks they would be around 20. How far would they go in the NCAA tournament?
Depends on matchups, but Sweet 16 probably.
They cut down the nets. That was a fun exercise. I'm not scared to say that talent trumps everything. Eventually it does. Get all that team rah-rah shit out of here. Let's get on to topic number three. Topic number three, we are talking floor and ceilings for some of our favorite college basketball teams. Now, I'm gonna pick probably about 10 of our favorite, most talked about teams here on the podcast, and I want to define the floor and the ceiling for all of those teams, Ralph. Now, that could be anything. We could, I guess let's get the parameters down here first. As far as
Okay.
floor and ceiling, do you want to talk like where they finish in the poll, what their season ends like, where they finish in their conference. What do you want to where do you want to keep the floor and ceiling conversation kind of on
I
path?
would I would say ceiling to include a conference championship and then a NCAA tournament finish. A floor would be where they finish in conference standings and if they miss the tournament.
Ooh, okay. All right, that sounds good. Let's get the top teams out of here first. What is Purdue's let's get the easy ones too. Purdue's ceiling and then Purdue's floor. Obviously, Purdue's ceiling is best team in the country, win a national championship, cut down the nets
Correct.
in Indy.
Unless they play the U19 team, apparently.
Unless they play the U19 team, which they won't. What's their floor though?
I think their floor is probably like third in the Big Ten and round of 32 upset.
Yeah. So I think I feel this. I think the worst case scenario would be third in the Big Ten. Maybe no banner either, so like they don't even win the Big Ten tournament.
Right.
And they it sucks to say, but I think I or it feels weird to say, but I think their floor might be like a Sweet 16 loss.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see a first round upset from this team.
Hmm.
But like let's say they get a 3 seed and then lose to a 6.
Yeah.
Like you can see that.
Yeah. I can see that. I feel like that's fair to say. What about Houston?
Ceiling is national championship. Um Floor is probably a Big 12 championship.
So you think that because we had this conversation the other day.
I'm done down in Houston, man.
You should be. It's not good to do. But we had this conversation the other day on the channel. Who has the higher floor between Purdue and Houston?
I think Houston has a higher floor just with that program and the way that they play. Um, but I think Purdue's got the higher ceiling.
I think that actually I believe G said that Purdue had the higher floor, which I said Houston had the higher floor. So we
Yeah.
seem to be on lockstep on this one. Let's go to your favorite team in the country next. Let's go Kentucky.
Ceiling is national championship. Floor is probably like I'll say a repeat of what I think finished sixth in the SEC last year.
Mhm.
Floor is probably sixth or seventh in the SEC and another like 7 seed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the floor looks a lot like last year, what it ended up being.
Yeah.
Feeling. I'm gonna say national championship, but I do want to get this out there. I have this phrase in my head that I can't get rid of, and it's that a national championship team's best player is Otega Owe.
I think the ceiling involves Otega Owe not being their best player.
Ooh, I haven't heard that. Talk me through on that a little bit.
I think either Jalen Lowe steps up and is like the guy he was the first half of the year at Pitt before he decided to transfer halfway through the year. I think maybe Quaintance comes into his own as the season goes on. There are a number of guys here who have really high ceilings. Owe is going to be one of their best players,
Hmm.
but I think the best version of Kentucky involves him being one of their best players and not the best player.
I like that angle. I didn't see that, but I do like that angle. And also, like to that point, like I think it's I have to come to grips with the fact that it doesn't align with how because I think Ortega is going to be a first team All American, right? Like I think
Yeah.
that's what his season is going to look like. I just like mentally can't get over the hurdle of like national championships team best player is Ortega Owe after what we've seen the past couple years, right? Like Walter Clayton was the best player on a national championship team.
Right.
Those unbelievable UConn teams. Like those were it was just a little bit different. But Ortega always an All-American level caliber player, so you got to come to grips with that. I feel like, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think he's certainly all SEC caliber. I think if he's first team All American, I think that means Kentucky's relying on him a little bit too much.
True. That's true. All right, let's go. We're gonna go back to back mitten schools here. Let's start with Michigan. What is Michigan's ceiling and Michigan's floor?
Michigan's ceiling is probably a Final Four. I think the floor is probably like sixth or seventh in the Big Ten, and like a 8-9 game or 7-10 game in the tournament, losing the first round.
Yeah, I would go Final Four as well. The only reason I'm not saying national championship is because of guard play. I just
Yeah,
I I just doubt the guard play enough to be national championship level worthy. The floor, I probably know banners in the Big Ten, finishing like fifth, sixth in the Big Ten, maybe. Um, Honestly, no, it could fall out a little bit more. The floor might be like seventh or eighth, honestly, in the Big Ten.
might be.
And then I would just say don't make it to a second weekend. Probably the floor.
Yeah.
And then
I think a first round loss would be in the cards for worst case scenario. I think they're making the tournament, and I don't think there's a question about that. But there's very real scenarios where they don't win a game there.
yeah. Michigan State.
I'll defer to you. I'll let you go first for your team.
I think the ceiling is I say the ceiling is just because like they want it. No, I'm gonna say the ceiling is like second in the Big Ten and an Elite Eight run. I think is the ceiling probably. So I don't even think a ceiling involves a banner for Michigan State, unfortunately, unless they make a tournament run. The floor could get dirty, dirty as ever. I think the floor is this team is like eighth, ninth in the Big Ten, barely makes the NCAA tournament, wins a game, and then goes home.
I think the floor is at its Izzo's last year,
Like missing
and
the
that
tournament.
yeah,
Woo! We never do that.
I know. But I, if things don't go right, it's because fears and Carr don't take a step forward. Which
Mhm.
like okay, yeah, that's a very real chance of happening.
Right.
And then they're like a mid-tier Big Ten team from a talent perspective. And let's say they don't play fast, they play slow, and they have no offense in the half court, and it's just a slog every time they play. Like worst case scenario is missing the tournament, finishing like bottom half of the Big Ten. That would be like 10th and not 16th. But I agree with you. I think the ceiling is also an Elite Eight run, probably a Big Ten tournament title that includes Cohen Carr being in National Player of the Year conversations.
Oh my God, you're a dirty, 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 dirty man. Let's move on to BYU.
Natty,
Natty?
natty.
Gotta be Natty. What's the floor?
Statue of AJ DeBanza built before the title game.
Need that. But what's the floor though? I think that's the scary part about this BYU team.
The floor is I think it's higher because there is a good bit back. I think it's probably like fifth or sixth in the Big 12 and a first round tournament loss.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think they have enough back to make the floors like safer than you want to think, right? But
Right.
high end talent have added like what they did to Bansa thinks national title. So I like that. I like that angle for that one. Let's do UConn next.
Ceiling is natty.
Steely's also natty. I agree.
Floor is second in the Big East.
Their floor is pretty safe, isn't it?
Maybe third in the Big East if Blake Harper is as good as you think he is and going to be in Creighton jumps up
He
there.
is. He is.
But like I think the only real threats to them in the Big East are obviously St. John's and then if Creighton is insane.
Okay. All right. You know what? I know I said 10 teams, but I don't really know if I want. Actually, yes, I do. Let's go Arkansas next, since I have you here.
I think is the ceiling is probably a Final Four.
It is. Don't try to say it isn't.
If if things break right and all the guys who showed flashes at the last year keep taking steps forward, I think that the talent is there for a Final Four team. The floor is probably a team that's sub 500 in the SEC and misses the tournament.
Ooh, misses the tournament too, huh?
Yeah.
I would say the floor is not to cheat the system, but a lot like it was last year. But instead of winning tournament game, they lose in the first round. But the actual act of what
You don't think there's a case where they missed the tournament?
I
Because they
don't think
almost did this year.
I don't think so with Acuff coming in. They get Carter Knox back. They get Brazil back. I'm a Malik Ewing guy. I don't know. I just think the roster and they'll figure it. I think Cal will figure it out.
I'm done giving Calipari passes.
Dude. All right, one more team. I know you're done giving them passes. Let's go with my cards. Let's go with the Louisville Cardinals. What is the ceiling for the Cards?
Natty.
Thank you. I thought you were gonna get it on here and not say Natty. What's the ceiling? I'm sorry, not the ceiling, the floor.
Natty.
Go- You want to be me so bad. You want to be me so
No, the floor is probably sixth in the ACC,
bad. Ooh,
which would go in conjunction with teams like NC State and Virginia being at their ceilings, and losing in the first round of the tournament.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's finishing middle-ish of the ACC, losing first round of the tournament again like last season. And also while in conjunction this is going on, their floor looks a lot like Kentucky hitting their ceiling. So while all that's
Yeah.
going on, Kentucky's just great. Mark Pope is great. They're getting recruits, everything happens. It's a floor that would be extremely mucky if that happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yes.
right. That was a fun exercise. I enjoyed that. I hope the teams I want and like hit their ceiling because floors aren't fun. One big thing presented by this mobile charger, which is always saving my life. Shout out to Rory, by the way. No free promo, but that is free promo. Ralph, let's go to you first for your one big thing.
I want to give props to you guys. I haven't gotten a chance to publicly be like you guys did awesome on the Bleacher Report draft show, but I was traveling draft night and was flipping through on my phone because my um, airplane did not have the plane I was on. It's not my airplane. The airplane I was on did not have sports channels. It only had five channels that were all dumb.
What
So I was flipping
airline?
through, watch the Bleacher Report stream, watch the ESPN broadcast, just flipping through some stuff. You guys were by far the best, and I say that unbiasedly. So props to you guys. It was awesome.
Appreciate that, Ralph. Also, what airline did we take?
We took JetBlue,
JetBlue. Okay, I didn't know for the international. I didn't know they did international.
went to JFK, and then JFK to Paris.
Got you. Okay, JetBlue, more channels. Get it together. What's going
Yeah,
on with you?
more channels, but lots of legroom, which was clutch.
That's mass. Is it clutch, Ralph? You're 6'1".
Is clutch.
All right, it's close. All right, don't let me be that guy. My one big thing today is going to come off as angry and mean, and I'm very sorry for it, but I gotta say it. I, you know what? I have my profession downplayed a lot, and I don't like it. So me doing this doesn't feel very well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out here and say this: is being an astronaut that impressive?
Yes.
Okay, the only reason I say this is because like astronauts don't steer rockets. They basically they go to, I'm assuming they use Waze or Google Maps. They plug in the moon to the rocket. They build the rocket, fuel up the rocket. They throw the astronauts in there and they just basically chill in there, catch a vibe while the rocket drives them to the moon.
I think there are two different conversations here. Being an astronaut is incredibly impressive because of all the things you have to do to become an astronaut.
That's
Is
true.
the act of actually being an astronaut that impressive? I don't think so.
Yeah. Never forget that Katy Perry got sent to the moon. So don't try to tell me it's the hardest job in the world. That does it for today's episode. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, and shout out to all the astronauts across the world. Don't let me downplay it. I'm just a stupid idiot that says things that come to my mind. We will catch y'all tomorrow.